This is the worst COD has been in terms of hackers and people just on it, I feel like. And it's a good game. That's the one thing everybody says, this is a fantastic game, but the hackers are ruining it. Obviously, I think it's amplified for us because we're in that competitive community. So that's all we see. Like our feed is just people complaining about hackers. But I'm wondering, like outside of that, I think a lot of people are having fun with it. Welcome everybody to episode 202 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, bro.
That was yeah, go.
What?
No, I was gonna
No,
say
what are you
that
gonna
was
say?
so 202. I think it's because right before you said 202 instead of 202.
Yeah, I think that's weird for us because we did like 104, but then when you get up to the 197, that's what you say.
197. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We can't do this is episode 20 or 2002, some bullshit. It's like you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go and say right now 202, 202. We'll figure it out eventually.
Besides the point.
But well, it's funny because I think like even in the UFC, that's what they do. Like they had UFC 200, and then
Mhm.
after that, it was UFC 201.
Yeah,
Like they never go back to
yeah.
220 something. But
Mhm.
nevertheless, though, yeah, I'm doing good, man. It's my first week on vacation, which is really nice. Um, we got we have school last Friday, so I mean, it was a brutal 2 weeks for sure. I mean, we were talking about it today because we got to game a little bit for the first time in a long time together.
Mhm.
Um, because I know you've just been busy with stuff, and then I've been coming home just, like, absolutely drained,
Mhm.
and then I had what was it? Saturday and Sunday, I was out, and then today, I'm like, "Alright, I get the day, I get to go game." I was playing a bit on Sunday too, but, um, yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. It's gonna be nice. We got Christmas coming just what's on Wednesday?
2
So
days.
this is the last day the last episode before, Christmas, which will be, a good time as always.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah, I am too. I had a short day of work today, so it was nice. And tomorrow I got work Christmas Eve, but that should be nice, easy day as well. And then I got the rest of the week off. So I'm chilling. I'm gonna be trying to game a bit more and rank up because double XP is coming out pretty soon. So you're a whole prestige ahead of me. So I gotta lock in for one day and
And
just
I
go from
know
one
that
to
pisses you off.
oh, it does. It does. Deep down, it really not deep
Yeah.
down,
I was gonna
just
say,
down.
like,
It
a
does.
little bit below the surface, I know that pisses you off. You
It
see that,
does.
and you're just like, "This isn't right. I need to
Yeah.
be that level right now."
It yeah, it just bothers me. Like, it would be a lot better if we were the same prestige, but it just bothers me that, we're not the same prestige. But, like,
or
dude, this was the first time I logged on in, like, a week and a half, I think. I think it was, like, a week and a half.
it was.
Um, yeah, because like, I've just been drained from work or, uh I've been, like, editing everything, and it's just been going a lot slower than, you know, it normally does for me. So, it's just been a lot the past couple of weeks, so I'm trying to get back, and hopefully the next year, things are gonna change. Back to the regular routine.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's especially tough for you too, because I know because your work, like the end of the year kind of stuff that you got to do. And then same for me too. It's just like it's always the last few weeks when everybody knows it's over or it's coming to an end and no one gives a. It's like the draining days. Um, so yeah, it's really nice now that like I'm on break and then you've just got really one more day and then you've got like the rest of the week off, like you said. Um, yeah, this double XP weekend, bro, this is gonna be a big one for you just to be grinding the entire time through because you got to at least get through that fourth prestige, like that the
Mhm.
nuke one that I'm on right now. That'd be like your goal, probably. If you can go and cruise through that prestige, then I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, the right now I'm level 51, I think, for a 3rd prestige. It's just getting through the the last couple levels, which not that bad, but it requires, a little more time sitting down and playing.
Dude, I mean, after, we played a little bit today and then you signed off, I legit played 2 more games, I was just like, "I can't do this." Like,
Yeah.
I had this whole day, I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna be playing up until we record." But I was just packing up my stuff because 'cause I'm going to my mom's after this, and I was like, "Ah, man, let me go play a little bit." And, uh, after I signed off from those 2 games, I was like, "Dude, I just don't have it in me right now." Like, if I go to
Yeah.
play there, I know I'm
Mhm.
gonna go and have, like, an insane game, and my XP is gonna go from that to that, and I'm gonna get
Yeah.
so discouraged. It's like, dude, all that time, all that XP, all those confirmed tags for nothing, bro.
Yeah, 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 and the double XP will help out a ton the next couple of days, but, I mean, we're like, doing pretty well for the most part, trying to get to master. We're on a good pace. I mean, there are plenty of people already at master, and this is probably the slowest pace, like, you and I have gone so far, at least in terms of playing, I guess, which is it's it's weird because normally we play every single day and just, slowly ranking up. But we've both been busy. But also, I swear every single time I look on Twitter, it's just people shitting on this game and complaining about it. And I'm like, why are people so I mean, I get why people are upset about this game and mad at it. But every time I log on and play, it's like I haven't played for a long time and I'm looking forward to play. I'm like, this game's fun. What are you talking about? Like the most stress I have for playing is trying to get through these last couple of levels to the next prestige and trying to catch up to you. That's it. Like I'm having fun playing the majority of the time.
Yeah, I remember seeing stuff a while ago, and I think there was someone on the timeline that was talking about like being burnt out already. Like, are you already over this Call of Duty? And I think if you're feeling that way, you've got real problems. Like, you either A, play this game way too much, or B, you're just never going to be satisfied with any Call of Duty. You know, I think this is like you said, and I totally agree. It's one of the few CODs in recent years where I genuinely look forward to playing, and I'm pretty much always having fun playing. Um, Obviously, like, it's a drawback when I have to get from level 50 to 55 with no
Mhm.
double XP. It just sucks, but it's not the game itself, it's just, like, the leveling process takes a while. But, yeah, I don't understand, a lot of that hate towards it. Like, we'll talk about, like, the main thing people are, raising their pitchforks to, which I agree with, but, I mean, dude, the more and more that I play this game and like I said, I think in last episode, I'm, like, finally hitting my rhythm with this game. It's, like, easily up there for me with Cold War. Like, I have so much fun playing this game all the time.
Yeah, I mean, every single time I log on and play, it's a lot of fun, and then I start hitting that rhythm of, "Oh, I'm frying," but I know I've got more in me. I 100% have
You
more in
totally
me.
do.
Yeah, and right now I mean, granted, right now I am just focused on leveling up, and also I'm trying to rank up some weapons that I don't use all the time. So, like, right now I'm using the what am I using? The SOG.
Yeah,
Uh, gun's alright. I mean, like, it's good, but
it doesn't compare.
it's not the Jackal. I swear every single time I go back to using the Jackal or the Aims, it's so much easier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's such a difference between those guns. Like, the Aims, I pretty much exclusively use that gun now. Like, after they went and patched it and made it even better. It's
Mhm.
just like, to me, there's no point in not using that gun.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
do wanna use the Krig, but nah.
yeah, I was just using the XM4 because I am close to getting, like, 100 headshots with that thing, or
Mhm.
maybe I already do. I don't know, but either way, I'm slowly trying to go through all the weapons,
Right.
but I'm not really in a rush to do it, but that's what I've been doing with, like, pubs mainly. I am looking forward to playing ranked again because we're still on that win streak, dude, and that streak, it's just gonna we're gonna keep winning because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've said this multiple years in a row. When you use bad weapons and then you go and use whatever the main meta is, it feels like you're God.
Right.
It feels amazing. Like you can win everything. And also too, with this game, just like Cold War, ARs a lot. When you have that 30 ping, you can just feel the difference. And every time I'm dying using AR, I'm like checking my ping. I'm like, I'm not at 15, I'm not at 10. And it takes a couple extra bullets, obviously, to get the kill. Like the last game we played, I was just getting pissed because I had the XM4 and I just kept dying from this one guy over and over again. I'm like, this fucking ping, man.
Which
But
map was this? Was this the one,
it was the
like that
last
new
one.
yeah, that
It was
new
a vault.
oh, the vault
The
one.
vault,
Yeah,
vault,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
vault. Yeah. And it was just frustrating, which is why I think I've been using the jackal a lot. But at the same time, I don't know. I need to play the game more.
Right,
And
right.
I want to play Hacienda in the rotations for ranked. So but yeah, I mean, overall though, we got our couple of games in today and we're probably gonna be getting more games in, this week while everyone's off.
Yeah, because 'cause they're doing double XP starting tomorrow, I think, on Christmas Eve, and we don't know how long it's gonna be going for. Um, I think it's a little crazy that they started on Christmas Eve. Like, I totally get it, in the sense of, people are gonna be home and everything, but I don't know, just for me now, I'm like, "Dude, I gotta go drive somewhere." Like, I'm gonna
I
be
know.
doing, like, stupid BS, like, "Oh, let's get together, family party." I'm like, "Dude, I wanna be playing." You know?
No, yeah, I swear they normally would drop it on Christmas
Right,
or like
right.
around the Christmas noobs and stuff, even though
Yeah.
that's not a thing anymore. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they extend this double XP through the whole new year. If I had to guess, it's more likely going to extend through like the end of the year or the
Yeah.
weekend, actually. So, but who knows? Maybe they'll extend it into the new year, which that would be nice because then I think that'll guarantee like both of us at least a prestige. So
Oh, dude, no doubt. Like,
yeah,
easily, that would be a whole prestige. I was gonna say it'd probably be almost 2 prestiges.
it could be.
Like
Yeah,
I if then that all depends, though, if you have a day where you're not doing anything. Like,
yeah,
thankfully, I have no lessons except on, I think, Friday and Saturday, that's it.
hmm
So, I'm hoping that on, like, Thursday or Friday, like, at night or during the day on Friday, I can just pretty much play all day. Like, when I had 4th prestige, I did from level 1 to level 44, 43 in a day, like,
hmm
pretty easily, you know?
yeah,
It's just when you get into the 30s, that's when it's like you're doing a level a game,
hmm
like, generally. Um, so it's for sure doable, but again, if they have it lasting that long, I mean, bro, we're set. Like, it'll be so
yeah,
easy for us.
yeah. I mean, if I hit fifth prestige, I'll be pretty happy. Like halfway through the year, or the COD cycle technically, and already halfway through, like that's a good pace. So,
Yeah, I wonder where most people are though, like prestige-wise, because I feel like you and me being like 3rd and 4th, like I'm really just 4th because of that one double XP time that we had last. But
mhm.
I wonder what the average is because I be seeing it like all over the place, obviously. Like I wonder if people listening or just in general, they're like, oh yeah, I'm 7th prestige, like I'm ninth, or if there's any masters out there. Like I think being master already is crazy.
Mhm.
Like if you're
Yeah.
already at that, like, dude, you play not too much, but you play a lot.
Yeah. I mean, granted though, they've added you're still playing a lot, but they've done a lot of double XP. A lot of double XP since
Big time.
the launch of this game. So, I mean, cuz like I was saying before, like if I had to take a guess, I probably have more time than you on this game, but you're a whole prestige ahead of me because you've played more on double XP like weekends. And I would bet on that because I think I've hit one double XP weekend where I actually got to play a whole day.
Right.
And yeah, the double XP weekends changed everything. But also I feel like now the double XP weekends aren't as special because they just release them so much. And seeing people like master already, it still has that, glimmer of, oh wow, you're already master. But at the same time, I feel like I've been seeing way more masters in every lobby I load into.
Yeah, I have too, and that's why I think about where people generally are at because it's not as rare anymore. Like I remember maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago seeing someone that was master it was pretty eye-opening, but now it's not as bad, but I think it just elevates. Now when I see people who are, like, over 150 or over I've seen only a couple of guys who are over
Mhm.
200, that to me is like, wow, like, that's insane. I haven't seen anybody higher than that, but I see Havoc in history. Last time I checked, which, I mean, it's been, like, a week, so who knows what level he's at now, but he was at level 400. That's just mental to me, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
I
mean,
can't even fathom that.
he streams full time, so
Yeah, exactly.
that's
That's
the
what you
thing.
have to
Yeah,
do.
and, a couple of, like, my friends recently just got Black Ops 6, so they're like, "Oh, wow, you're already, 3rd prestige," and I'm telling them that isn't high at all for for the time that the game's already been out, you know?
Right.
Like, it's funny their perspective versus ours who actually play COD a lot.
Right, it's like I don't know, I think normally if, like, back in, I don't know, maybe back in our, like, high school days or, like, 8th grade days, if we were playing and had that kind of lifestyle, we'd probably be, like, 6th prestige or 7th prestige if I had to guess.
We'd be a
Probably
lot
something
higher.
like that. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
we like, compared to now, like, being, what, 3rd and 4th prestige? Yeah, we probably have a couple of prestiges on our, newer selves now.
Yeah, definitely a
But
lot higher.
but, bro, we didn't know what bills were, dude.
I know, yeah, we
We didn't
didn't.
know what dude, all we knew is that Mountain Dew had double XP codes on the
Yeah,
back of it, and I would be buy dude, I had cases of that, I remember back in the day. I just had my mom buy that all the time. She's like,
mhm.
"You're not even drinking it." I'm like, "I don't care."
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like,
we
"Just go and get the codes."
we didn't even know what being tired was.
No, no, dude. I need to go and, like, slam energy drinks in order to be, like, going at, like, midnight or 1 AM.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Those are, like, fun nights, though, for especially for gamers that, obviously, don't do it all the time anymore.
Mhm.
But, yeah, you order, like, whatever your go-to fast food is, just late night, you got, like, a Coke, and
Yeah.
you're just playing with your friends all night.
Yeah, dude, I was, funny enough, not, like, to fully to that extent, but I was up pretty late last night because I was playing, I bought that game Black Myth Wukong,
Mhm.
and I've been playing that quite a bit, and I was up bro, I was up, like, maybe till I don't know, it was probably 1 o'clock in the morning last night playing this game because there was this fucking boss that was just pissing me off. And you know how it is, like, and you know how I am too. I'm fighting him and I'm like halfway on his health. I'm like, all right, I'll give it one more shot. I'll give it one more shot and then I'm gonna call it a night. And then I go and I'm playing, and that last time, it's like I had that much health like the first time, then I ended with that much. I'm like, oh dude, I'm like, I could beat this guy. I'm like, this guy's a bitch. And then I do it again and I get that close. And then by the time I know it, already like an hour and a half has been gone by. And I had a Coke from Wendy's and I'm just fucking slamming this thing. By the time I knew it was already gone, I'm like, God damn it. I got this like an hour ago, bro. Um, yeah, when I get locked in on something like that, and that was just by myself. I wasn't even chatting with anybody, but
Mhm.
I get so hyper fixated on trying to be I never did beat him. I had to wake up in the morning and do it. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, those are, like, really, really fun nights, and that's how you know a game is good, when the time just passes like that.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, my sleep schedule is so bad, like, I'm normally up till, like, midnight to 1 anyways, but I'm just laying down, or I don't have the energy to focus on this COD, so I'm just not. I mean, normally at that time anyways, I'm in bed, but I could be putting in more hours to this COD, but I just don't
Right,
have the mental fortitude, uh, at that time. Normally, if I got a time limit on me, I can do it. I mean, I did it
right,
last year, but
right.
this game, I obviously don't. But, yeah, speaking of, like, new games too, I'm, we did, like, not Spotify Wrap, the PlayStation Wrap. I think that was 2
Yeah,
episodes ago when we were talking
yeah.
about it. So, like, I found my login and stuff
Oh,
and
hell
did
yeah.
all of that, and we talked about it and whatever, and I so you played, like, what, 16 games, I think, the whole year?
No, it was
Or
more than
no?
that. I think it was, like,
What was
60.
si what was 16? That number, like stands out to me for some
It
reason.
may have been, platinums that I got,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you know?
Uh, so for me in this year, I did not play a lot of games, and like I already knew that going into it, and I played five, 5 games this year,
Damn.
and that like the five, three don't even count in my opinion. Like, so number one was COD, like obviously, and then right behind that, most time played was Dead Island 2. That's insane. Like, if you guys knew, I don't know, months ago when you and I it was probably during the summer, like, before I got the house and everything, or, like,
Yes.
going into the summer,
It
and
totally was.
yeah, and you and I were playing, I can't what was it? Dead Island 2, and then we just stopped because, like, I got busy and stuff, and that was my 2nd most played game during the year, which is absurd if you look at how much I played COD versus other games.
Yeah, cause bro, we played that game, like, maybe for a couple of weeks. Like,
Was
it's
it
still j
I don't
and
know,
not
a
it
couple
you
days.
think oh, yeah, like, I'm like, a couple of days over
In a
that
sp
time,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we like, bro, our characters are just sitting idle there, bro, just like our rank thing. They're
Yeah.
just waiting to finish the story.
Mhm.
Like, and for me, on my top 3, that didn't even make my top 3 for games that I played over the
Oh,
year.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
But
but for
that just
you,
shows, like, how
yeah,
much like, I didn't spend a lot of time playing any other game, and then 3rd was Valhalla, which I didn't play any of it in 2024, and then 4th was, uh I can't even remember 4th. It was probably like Horizon Zero Dawn or something because I opened it up for a
yeah,
little bit, and then 5th was something that was irrelevant that I
right,
probably
right.
no, 5th was, X Defiant. I played that
Yeah, oh,
for
yeah,
1 day, and that was
yeah,
my top 5. That just shows, like, how much I didn't play in 2024.
right. That was do you think over all the years that you've been gaming, this 2024 was probably your least played year
Yes.
of games?
100%, like, by far, which is crazy because 2024 was, like, a big life-changing year for me, and, you know, it's like, pulleys and levers, so I had to pull a couple of things, and then some things went down, so gaming went down, but I got, like I got the house that I wanted, got, like, new car, got, uh, a bunch of other stuff related to work, whatever. It's just a lot of big life-changing things, and so I just wasn't able to game a lot. But I made sure to myself next year, like that's changing. Still, obvious, I'm gonna be busy because it, it's really different now. Like being outside of my parents' house and also living with another person.
Yeah,
It's like this time is time that we're together, and then outside of like later on at night, that's my time. But besides the point, I am gonna be playing more games like in 2025. Like
it
outside of COD, because I
and
have a fucking laundry list, dude, of
yeah,
games, and I have a problem of I feel like it was developed this year where I haven't finished games because I mean, like I'm prioritizing other stuff, but
right.
and those games are just sitting on the back burner. But I have so many games that I want to play, and it's absurd because like I'll see all the games on sale during like right now the holiday sales, and I have a bunch of games favorited that these are all on sale. I want to buy like 5 of them,
Mhm.
but I know I shouldn't because it's just gonna sit for months, maybe a whole year. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best going into next year to finish. I mean, more games, and obviously I prioritize COD, but you know, get back to playing other games that I want to play.
Yeah, I think, like, because I totally agree with you, and you know too, like, I genuinely always do that. Like, I've just always, played other games anyway. Um, but I think that's really good for like, it sounds kinda stupid, but I think that's really good for, like, the health of someone who games, you know?
Yeah,
Like, if
yeah.
you just play bro, if I just played COD all the time and didn't play any other games at all, I think I actually, I know I wouldn't like COD as much. Like, I
Mhm.
know that maybe seems weird to some people, but I need other games to, like, fill some sort of vibe or some other, niche that I wanna, like, I don't know, just explore. Like, that's why I bought that Black Myth Wukong game because 'cause I've seen so much good stuff about it, and I was like, "You know what? Screw it." Like, I just wanna go try this game out, like, let's see how it is. It's, $60, so it's not ideal, but whatever. And then I played it and was like, "Oh my god, this is such a good game." So now it's great. Like I've got okay, go play like this morning I played the game and then, play for a couple hours. I'm like, "All right, dude, let's go play some COD." Instead of being like, "All right, let me go play COD." And then you're burnt out and you look at the
Mhm.
library and there ain't anything else in there. You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, might as well go play some more COD." Like, I don't think
Yeah.
that does anything good for you.
Oh, no, yeah, and I mean, like, that's what happened last year with MW3. Like, that was a good game, but I just got burnt out. But also, not that it's like, it's a valid reason, but because moving out and, like, getting the house and doing all that stuff, that
Oh,
was my
yeah.
reason to stop. I was like, "Oh, okay. All I have to hit this, hit these levels and stuff in COD for myself and the podcast, but I'll, you know, put off, like, signing on, a couple of days a night and go do the stuff that I need to do." Whereas if I was still living at home and I did that, the void that would be filled would be playing other games, you
Right.
know? And I mean, this year, like, I didn't play other games really. And I consider myself an actual gamer. I play a lot of other games, but yeah, this year I know the exact moment in time when it just changed. So yeah, and it's weird too because I'll look at my, like, notes in my phone, and I see that, w wow, all this happened right after, I was going through the process of, like, getting the house and everything, and I remember telling you too in, like, the end of January when we were at the major, like, "Oh, yeah, we're in the process of looking at home," and then it happened, and it was just me
Right before we
prioritizing that.
recorded the episode. I remember that's when you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the call, yeah, and you were like, "Dude," and I was
Yeah.
like, we were so stoked. It was from that moment that all other
Yeah.
games disappeared from the
It
catalog.
disappeared. Yeah. But see, that is a good thing that I have a backlog of games that I wanna play, but
Oh, yeah.
also a problem where I wish I played these games sooner too, because not that they're irrelevant or anything, but they're just a lot old, the hype isn't there anymore. So, I mean, I'm definitely gonna get back to playing other games next year, and maybe I'll talk about it in the COD Casuals community on Twitter,
Yeah,
and not talk about COD, but
right.
still be talking about COD.
Yeah, I think there's I mean, I agree with you with the hype thing because there's so many games like the one I think we're both on is Mirage. Like we want to go and play that game at some point and it's on sale, 20 bucks. I
Yeah.
thought about it. I was like, dude, I maybe should I just go buy this game? But I'm still kind of like, wow, I gotta go and beat Valhalla first. Like, one
Mhm.
thing at a time in the series. Like I gotta go and finish that game first. I'm still working on Silent Hill 2. Like, I'm almost done with that game, but dude, I have a chronic fucking problem with getting to like 70% in these games, and then I just give up. Like I just
Mhm.
stop playing because of some like whether it's COD or it's just like life and work. And then I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want to be playing like and then it ends up I haven't played Silent Hill in 2, 3 weeks, and now I'm nervous about playing the game because 'cause I'm like, "Bro, I don't even remember how to play the game
Yeah.
anymore," you know? So now it's just sitting there, and I got Silent Hill that's sitting on my PlayStation. I'm not gonna delete it. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's taken up, like, 55, 60 gigs, but I'm like, "I can't delete this because if I delete it, it's gone."
You're
Like,
never playing
I'm
yeah.
never gonna play it again, and I have to beat this game.
Yeah. That's the thing, you can't yeah, me too. I play one game at a time, well, alongside with COD. Like, we don't
Mhm.
spread I don't like spreading myself too thin because it's gonna turn into, "Oh, I'll play Valhalla," that's gonna take a back burner. I'll start up, like, Spider-Man, That's gonna I'm not gonna finish that game, and then I'll play, like we'll go back to Dead Island, we're never gonna touch that game.
Right,
Yeah, it's gonna be, like, next year, December this time. We started, like, 10 games we never finished.
right.
So, yeah, definitely next year, I'm gonna first off, I'm beating Valhalla because I don't know anything about that story, and I know that Mirage plays into that story. So I need to beat that game. And I was enjoying it too, but I stopped mainly because of it was MW3 time. Like
Yeah.
and it was, that went on the back burner for a while.
And then our off season that we like to call it from MW3 into this game was like a week,
Yeah,
if
we
that. Like it
like
it was barely anything. So it was just like, all right, well screw it, you know. And I think during that time we like barely played. We just didn't play any games at all. And then we bought Black Ops 6. We're like, all right, here we go.
Mhm,
Um but like we've said it before with I this year, I feel so much freer to be playing other games because of this prestige system where I can just I know like right now again, like I feel pretty good at 4th prestige, soon to be 5th, like I'm on track. The chance of me hitting master in this game like is, pretty much 100%. Like I know I'm going
mhm.
to. That's my goal. We were talking about that today. It's like, man, if I said 200 and then you're like, dude, if I can hit 500, like I'll be pretty happy. And I'm like, okay, that's fair too. Like probably could underselling it myself, but it all depends on when we get there, but at the end of the
Mhm,
day, like, the main goal for us is hit master, and there's no doubt in our mind that we're gonna do that. So I'm like, "Okay, for my own sake and for my, like, mental clarity and wallet, I need to
mhm.
go and beat these games that I've spent
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars on, and I wanna, like, make it be like, okay, I'm not burning my money. I did play this game. I did
Yeah.
finish it," you know?
Yeah.
'Cause
No,
that's what I see
exactly.
all I just see dollar signs when I scroll through my library, I'm like,
Mhm,
That was $60. I'm
mhm.
like, "Oh, that was 30." I
Well,
almost bought Hogwarts Legacy too, because it's
yeah,
like
that sounds dope
50.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like $17 or something like that, and
Mhm,
that it was the choice between that and Black Myth, but I need a game that's like COD, feels like one realm,
mhm,
Silent Hill, so linear, horror game, and then Black Myth Wukong's like kinda Souls game, but it's not as hard, slight exploration. You
mhm.
know? It's like
Well, see
I couldn't do Valhalla on top of that, it'd be overwhelming.
yeah, you're spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah, way
But
too
see
thin.
that's a thing with um playing all these games and the new prestige system, like you said, like we're gonna hit master no matter what. Like it's gonna happen. And right now, this is probably the best time we have in terms of COD because the COD we're on is a lot of fun. We like it. On top of that, there's other stuff we need to do outside of like multiplayer. Like there's still like the zombies, the Easter eggs, all that stuff we have to do that we want to do. And then we have the other, our other separate games that we want to play. So right now this is a good like whirlwind of games because every game we're hopping to is actually fun.
Right,
But, the spreading yourself too thin though in games, that's exactly why I haven't bought any games that are on sale. Because I know I'm just gonna buy, like, 4 or 5 games, and I'm like, "Wow, I just spent a couple $100 and I haven't played any of them." And they're just gonna
right.
sit in my library, and I'm not gonna get to them for months.
Yeah, and before I go and buy any more games, I just need to finish what I've got.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
keep telling myself, like, I say that and I just bought this game, like, 2 days ago, but,
Yeah.
like, it's not following my own rule at all, but Um, I don't know. I've got like certain games that I definitely need to finish because some of them, like Valhalla, that's going to be such an undertaking, like to play
Mhm.
that game. I need to get. I feel like I have to re-unlock that game. Like I have to go and get to 8th or 9th prestige in Black Ops 6, and then it's like, okay, now I can go and play that game because that game's going
Mhm.
to take up a lot of my time, but I won't feel so bad.
Yeah, I mean, the last game I bought, like, excluding COD, was Dead Island 2, and
Right.
then that was just because it was on sale and you and I wanted to play it because we were itching for, like, a co-op game, and then, like, before that was Valhalla. Like, I'm 100% sure about that, and
Mhm.
Valhalla is an old game. That game came out in, like, 21, I
Yeah.
think. Like, it's been years, and I'm still, like, working on beating it, so, um, speaking of co-op, though, like, we'll get to COD in a bit, but speaking of co-op, the creators of It Takes Two, they're
Mhm.
making a new co-op game called, like, Split
Mm.
Fusion, which takes place in space.
Dude, what? Let me look this up. Split Fusion?
I think it's Split something. I think it's called Split Fusion.
What's it It Takes Two. Just a
Yeah.
new game. Let me go see if they have it.
It's
Tease
not
new
out yet.
game. Yeah, let
I know
me
it's
see it.
coming out in 25, but it's Split something, and it takes place in space, which is I'm all for co-op games, so
Yeah, it's like yeah, I don't even know. Because I see the tweet that they're talking about here where they're teasing it. Maybe this article that I'm reading is
Split
like a little bit old, but yeah,
Split Fiction, that's what it's called.
Split Fiction.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like um does it look like it takes Oh
No,
no, I see it now. I see it
it's
now.
sci-fi.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah, okay.
space.
Dude, this game looks fire already. Yeah,
I just
dude.
want a co-op game, but we have to beat Dead Island.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude. For real though, what happened to co-op games? Like, I love that. I love having either split screen co-op, but like, I think for me, just in general, like, there's not a lot of online co-op games that are really good. Like, I remember
Mhm,
when I got the Star Wars game, I was mind blown that that's only split screen co-op. Like, you can't play that online co-op. That
mhm.
pissed me off so much. That used to be a whole generation of gaming, and I think now it's totally died out for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. I don't know. It's I feel like a lot of, developers don't wanna go into the multiplayer realm
Right.
for, I guess, like, the competitors. We've seen other devs just completely shut down because 'cause they're trying to match up with other big devs, but I wish they just did, like, online co-op more. Like,
Right.
if the COD campaign was online co-op, that would be so much fun,
Right.
but I don't even remember the last time Call of Duty was, a co-op campaign. It's been years,
Ah, yeah. I mean,
decade.
bro, like I know World at War had that. World
Yeah.
at War had an
Mhm,
online it had an online co-op and a split screen co-op, but like prior or even after that, I don't even know. Like
mhm,
MW2 didn't, MW3 didn't. Yeah.
mhm.
I don't really think
Yeah.
any of these cards did. The fuck?
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
What happened? Come on now.
Yeah, I know, but
The game's falling
well
apart, Justin.
yeah, yeah, but, I mean, luckily we this year we have a good multiplayer for COD.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we can say.
Yeah, yeah. We can't say there's a good rank though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. I feel like every single week people are just like, these hackers." Like, we haven't experienced any, and again, it's because 'cause we're low levels. Uh, every time we play, it's been fun. So,
I mean,
we'll see when we get to, the high diamonds in Crim Realm if it's really, really that bad. I mean, I know it's bad because every time I'm watching someone on stream play, it's just full of hackers, but, we don't experience that. And I don't expect them to experience hackers, but they'll be the big targets for hackers?
right. Yeah, no, they're in a bit of a predicament right now because I was just kind of looking up a couple of tweets here that I wanted to quote from well, at least I guess really from Activision or like what the news is about it because one thing going back, the game that has been popping off right now is this Marvel Rivals or whatever it is. Is that what it
Yeah,
is? Yeah.
Marvel, yeah.
Bro, everyone's playing that game because everyone's hopped off of COD right now.
Mhm,
Like, the main guy I'm thinking is Nadeshot, like, he openly just quit COD. He's like, "I'm done with it. I'm not gonna be
mhm.
playing." So now him and a bunch of other people, they're gonna be bandwagoning on this game. Um, which, side note, what a shame for X Defiant right now, bro. Like, can you
Yeah,
imagine if they came in at this time, like, where ranked was just
mhm.
falling apart, and then they're like, "You know what? Why don't you co-play X Defiant? Would have been prime
Mhm.
time for them,
Well,
you know?
this other thing though, like to that point, if they did that, it would still die.
That's
It
true.
would because MW3 came out the same time, and it was MW3. Hackers were in that, and X Defiant still died.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna compete against a Titan of Call of Duty. It's just a fact. And COD right now, uh, I would say it is like a little bit worrisome where a lot of big streamers and a lot of pro players we follow and stuff are just this is the worst COD has been in terms of like hackers and people just shitting on it. I feel
Mhm.
like, and it's a good game. That's the one thing everybody says. This is a fantastic game, but the hackers are ruining it. Obviously, I think it's amplified for us because we're in that competitive community. So that's all we see. Like our feed is just people complaining about hackers. But I'm wondering, like outside of that, I think a lot of people are having fun with it. You know, so
Yeah, I wonder, like, if this is, like, it's a small minority of people that are really dealing with this, but it seems like the majority because, again, based off of the algorithm that we get to see on our feed, um, because I don't know, like, we've said it, I don't see this stuff ever, like, and it's really just because of our rank, I suppose. I mean, I really don't know. Um, but I saw Charlie Intel, they tweeted this out saying there's apparently a hack available that is allowing cheaters to send 100 plus in-game reports of a player in Call of Duty, which is causing players to get shadow banned in Warzone in Black Ops 6, which is insane to me that they
mhm,
can do that and apparently still get away with it. And it's like on top of that, it says shutting down servers, they can do the spam report, and then players with cheats in every game. So like this is the thing. They say so rank playing Call of Duty, players with cheats in every game, like I haven't seen it, you know.
mhm.
Like
Well,
if we
yeah, yeah,
if we tweeted that out, bro,
yeah,
why do you guys talk? It's because you suck. I'm like,
yeah.
dude.
Well, yeah, it's because it's definitely a mix of we're not a high enough ranked, and uh we're on console. It's a mix of both, and that spamming like reporting. I saw that Activision. It was either Activision or Treyarch. They put out a statement saying that we will ban people that overly report like another player,
Right.
and that they banned like 8,000 people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Again, that's like we said it last episode. Whoop
It's
de
like
doo.
it doesn't matter.
But it's just the fact that these hacks are out there. And again, I don't know what you do with the hackers. I feel like every episode we're always talking about now, these hackers. What do you do? Do they do you blow up their PC and their
Right.
console? I don't know
Right.
what do you do. Or do you ban them as gamers completely? Send
Mhm.
them to the shadow realm
And
forever. They
and I
should
think what
never be playing.
what what pisses people off more because I had to find it. It's just like you get these clearly PR responses,
Yeah.
that don't satisfy anybody. It says like we're continuing to gather community feedback and we are working closely across all aspects, including it. It's like, dude, if people are like reading that, they're like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
I get they have to do it, but this was on top of um the question of like should the crossplay be enabled or disabled, and then it says that like despite the influx of cheaters, Activision says crossplay in Black Ops 6 ranked will remain active, which I think that is definitely one of the biggest problems is the fact that you can go and play with these people. It's just that they're accessible. They should have like a whole private server filled with these moron cheaters so they can
Mhm.
just play each other all the time and everybody else just goes and plays on console. um
Yeah. Yeah.
you
And
know, that was the biggest problem for COD is going to PC, and then all this stuff happened.
and the like you said, I understand the PR response. Like I don't know what else they can come out and say, like on a professional level, you know? I'm sure they want to come out and be like, fuck these hackers. We fucking hate them too. But we don't know
Yeah,
we don't know how to stop it.
right.
Like it's gonna be an ongoing issue no matter what. And I know people say, well, Valorant does it. Other which I completely agree. Other esports do it. But until someone fucking shows me like the code or the algorithm that stops hackers, like I don't believe it's going to be possible forever. As bad as that sounds, you know, um, unless they do the turning off like crossplay stuff. I think all at this point, where technology is and stuff, and their ban system is that they're gonna just have to minimize it and control it as much as they can. But there's always gonna be hackers, and which is a shame. Where like Activision is seeing it as these hackers again are only impacting X amount of people, very small percentage, and we'd much rather have everyone in the world be connected and playing together than like siloing everyone. Because before it was if you had PlayStation, you can only play on PlayStation.
Mhm.
Xbox only on Xbox. Then eventually they did crossplay where now you can see if PlayStation players are better than Xbox players, which they are. And then PC eventually came in too, and now PC's like the norm. Everyone has a PC nowadays. But with the introduction to PCs, you're opening it up to just more cheaters and hackers. Like there are already cheaters on Xbox and PlayStation, but you have to go through more work. It was a lot harder to get this stuff done and like hacking lobbies or whatever. And now on PC, it's rampant. But again, we don't run into this all the time, which that's the tough thing, you know?
Yeah, because I'm already thinking ahead to like when we do our end of year review on this game. I really don't know if I want to factor this in because we never factor in like, how the community feels about something. We just factor in how we feel about something. And
Hmm.
for us, I don't really say I don't care about this. It's just I can't relate to this at all because we've never had that experience. Um so it's a tough one. Um my main concern with this is just if this is going to really hurt the reputation of this Call of Duty. Like it's going to be a really like dark stain on the game. I think it will be,
Hmm.
because unfortunately, I don't really see this getting resolved at all throughout the life cycle of this game. I think there's going to be patches where it gets better. Um, I saw in that tweet too, they had said something about how they were going to roll out some changes sometime in season two, like between season 2 and 3, which is like over a month away from now.
Hmm.
And I think it'll help for sure. Like it'll go and maybe make the experience a little bit better for people, and maybe people they'll still run into hackers, but maybe not as bad. But I think it's going to be a case of just kind of yo-yoing, where it's going to be low, and then it's going to, later on into the season, it's going to come back again, and they're going to have to keep doing this. And it's just a question of do people come back? Like those popular streamers, um, and people in general who have just left the game, are they going to want to come back to the game after they go and rule out some, ban wave and say that things are going to get better? Or are they just going to say, no, it's probably still screwed up until you tell me that it's 100% clean, then I'll come back.
Hmm. Yeah. And I agree, unfortunately, that it's gonna it's gonna take a while for any of this to be like fixed or somewhat minimized. The the hackers are just a part of being on PC. And I understand where they're coming from where, if you have a friend that's on PC, we have friends on PC. If we didn't have crossplay, we wouldn't be able to play with him and like other friends. So that's the thing. Like, are people willing to sacrifice that? Obviously, the pros and big streamers, they don't give a shit because they can just go out and spend all the money they want if they want a new console, or if they want a PC or whatever, right? And to play with their friends. But like us, I want a PC, but I'm not going to go out a PC just to play with two of my friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's a tough part. And but crossplay did ruin it. Like I wish it was just PlayStation and Xbox. Like keep PC like completely out of this. If it was just back to consoles only, we'd be perfectly fine. We would be chilling in our own world.
Right. Well, I mean, we always had been,
Mhm.
It was only, like, later on in these games, and even still, they weren't as bad, like, of course, I remember MW2 being like, the original MW2 being, like, the place to go and hack, but that was years after the game had been pretty much just left unguarded, you know? Like, they didn't update the game, they didn't really ban people or care about the game anymore, they had already moved on to, like, I don't even know. I mean, they were already well into MW3 and into like the whole Black Ops series. Um, so like you experience stuff like that on console. Um, but that was still really slim, like, compared to what it is now where these people I mean, you could tune into any of their streams and you just see it, it's every game. I mean, if that was the case back in the day on console, there would have been a serious problem, but you never did because I think 1, the technology wasn't there, and then 2, it's just harder to do. It's like it's more of a pain in the neck to do that. Um, and obviously too, like, there was no ranked system that was going on,
Mhm.
I think that's, like, the biggest thing. I wonder, like, people probably would care, um well, actually, I wonder if people would care, like, in pubs, if it was as bad, like, there were hackers in nearly every, pubs game, would it be, like, a bigger problem, or would it be,
Mhm.
like, about the same? Because us public players, like, we don't care about anything, and we're stupid.
Yeah. Well, I think if this impacted pubs more, this would get Activision's attention. So maybe
Yeah.
you hackers and
Yeah.
rank just go cheat in pubs all the time. But the problem is that pub players, like, we're always getting accused of cheating, and we're not.
Mhm.
The very casual player will always accuse someone that's better, more likely, that they're just cheating. They don't
Right.
understand what real cheating actually is until you're in
Right.
ranked at those high levels.
Yeah.
Um, but people that play casually will not. They're just not going to understand that and how you can believe, oh, this person is cheating versus you know you and I, like, people calling us cheaters. It's like, if I was cheating, I wouldn't die. Like, I'm
Right.
pretty confident I wouldn't die if I was cheating. But
Right.
I don't know. It's like playing, with your friends that don't really play COD all that much. Again, a regular person that's coming back from work and just wants to play with their friends, and you're loading into lobbies with them. They're like, "Oh my god, you're frying," or you're playing against them. They think you're cheating. No, you just suck. Sorry,
Right.
but your lobbies suck. I don't know what
No.
to tell you.
No, seriously. Um Yeah, I don't know. It's a big topic right now. It's pretty much just the main thing that everybody's talking about when it comes to Call of Duty is all the hackers now. There's like and it's unfortunate because like we said at the beginning of the episode, I mean, I'm just having so much fun playing this game and I love it. And I don't factor this in at all to how I think about the game. Like it does suck for other people for sure. Um, but I think this is way more like a bigger issue, because I don't know actually, well, I don't know what it's like with Valorant if there is crossplay on there or if it's just like there's, people that are playing Valorant on PC compared to console, but that's like the bigger issue with this is just going forward, how do they maintain and sustain this? Um because they've got so much uh they got so much ability to be able to do this. Like obviously Call of Duty and Activision make so much money and they haven't figured it out yet. And they've had a few years of struggling with this. Like, are they going to be able to figure this out in a year or two? I don't think so. Um, and like, getting rid of crossplay, like, I just don't see them doing that because that's a huge part of, like, the appeal for people now with Call of
Mhm.
Duty, is you can play it on any console and you can play with your friends, and, like, who wouldn't want that, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
obviously, on paper, that's great, like, everybody wants to do that. You don't wanna be relegated to, like back in the day, it's like, "Oh, dude, I can't play COD with you because 'cause you're hiding on Xbox."
Mhm.
Like, I know I'm better than you, but now it's like, "Well, let's go play," you know? Um and that experience is great, but at the price of you have to deal with these hackers. For me, I just go back to what we had before and be like, yeah, your Xbox, you're trash, or your
Mhm.
PC, yeah, whatever, you're a loser. And just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
keep it at that. And I'll play with my elite PlayStation friends.
Yeah, yeah, I think they just need to add, the function where you can just turn off crossplay, and you just play with only console players. And but again, I don't. know if that's easy or not to add in.
I
Like,
was just gonna
if
say, is
that
that
wasn't
hard to do?
item in my head, that sounds insane. Like, it must be very hard to do. But
Yeah,
if this game if they didn't build it off the start, I'd imagine it's pretty hard. If it's already
right.
built in somehow and they just haven't, like, enabled it or whatever, it's probably easier. But, in previous games, they had that, function where you could turn it off and on. But Black Ops 6 is not built off of that, you know? It's built off of, like, something completely different. So, I don't know. It like you said, it's we don't factor hackers so much into our reviews because again, we're, you know, the COD casuals, and we don't run into hackers like all the time. Granted, in MW2 and MW3, when we played ranked, we definitely ran into hackers, but it's based off of like our experience, obviously. And I'm just afraid that, like you said, it's going to tarnish this game because of the hackers. But that just could be because the community that we're in is just so biased. Like, we open up Twitter and it's immediately people in the competitive scene complaining about ranked, which rightfully so. I completely understand. If you and I were loading into like crim lobbies and we're just going up against cheaters, it's like, why are we even trying? You know what I mean? Like, we already
Well,
get frustrated when we load
we have
into
bad teammates.
well, yeah, when we have bad teammates or we load into a lobby and like it doesn't fill. You
Mhm,
know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? Like, we're already at a disadvantage right off the rip. So what's the
right.
point of even trying to beat them?
Yeah,
Um,
and I don't blame these guys, for quitting the game
oh
at
yeah.
all. Like, I would do the same. Like, to your point
Mhm,
about, yeah, could we imagine if we dealt with that? No, I would stop. I'd be like, "Dude, I'm not gonna play ranked anymore." Like, it's
mhm,
just what are we doing? We're gonna
mhm,
go and play this game, and then there's a 90% chance we're gonna get hacked on. So I'm just gonna be spinning my wheels, which it seems like for a lot of those guys, like again, mentioning Nadeshot, that's what he was doing, you
mhm,
know? And I said this, I think it was the last episode or maybe in 200, but I want to say it was in 201, where talking about like the top 250 and how most of those guys are hackers. And then I saw, I think it was Shotzi or Dashy talking about the same thing. And they're, or sorry, Formal too. And totally, I think so many people that are in there, they're just really good at being able to like disguise that they're hacking,
mhm,
because there's obviously the guys who are so blatant, like you can tell that they're walling and they've got like aimbot, um, and it's just a joke, which that would infuriate me like beyond belief. But then there's
mhm,
the guys who are up there and they want to keep it and they don't want to get banned, so they just kind of fake it, like they maybe miss a couple of bullets intentionally to make it seem like that, or they like ignore the walls.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think it goes all the way to the top. It's probably people that are up in the crim and like maybe in the diamond crim realm. But then it's like the people that are holding the leaderboards.
Mhm. Oh
Um,
yeah. I think if you're in our realm, the high diamonds and crim, and you're hacking and you're still stuck there,
you're pathetic.
you suck. Like, you're
Yeah,
not even good enough to cheat and get up into iridescent. And, like, outside of that, you're garbage.
yeah,
Like,
dude.
so
Seriously.
realistically, the people in our level cheating, they're like golds,
Right.
which is insane. Like,
Right.
those hacks are like steroids, but they don't work for you. They get you to a certain point and you're capped. That's insane.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
nuts. Uh,
Like, yeah, bro, you take steroids and you look hella average. It's like,
yeah,
dog.
yeah, yeah.
Like
This
these
isn't for
people.
you. This game is not for
Exactly.
you.
No, seriously. I mean, it's pathetic. You see these guys who probably spent some cash to go and get these, and
Mhm,
then they're just in like, like you said, Diamond 3, Crim 2 realm. It's like, bro, you've got a lot of fucking work you need to put into
mhm.
this game just as is. Because, dude, I'm saying, bro, Justin, if I was hacking, dude, there ain't no doubt I'm iridescent. There ain't
Yeah,
no
yeah,
doubt. like,
yeah.
like top
Uh,
250, I don't put enough time in, but dude,
yeah.
iridescent is not even a question I would be
Oh,
there.
100%. Like, I'm very confident if you and I put the time in, we could hit iridescent. We could be just into iridescent
Right.
and keep up with that. But
Yeah.
if we had hacks, 100%, we would be up there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's I can't believe people are hacking at that level.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
you're telling me you're hacking at a level that you can get to by just playing the game.
Right,
That
right.
like that's nuts. But yeah, like you said, I don't blame these streamers for just leaving, especially like
Mhm.
like you said, Nade doing that, and more importantly, like this is their career. You know,
Yeah.
it's like going to a job that you hate, and not comparing it to a normal 9 to 5, but like you're playing something that you just hate, and you
Right.
can't do anything about it, and it's a big loss for uh Call of Duty scene in general, losing these big like streamers, influencers, whatever you want to call them, because they have a lot of pull, and I don't think
Mhm.
they put enough emphasis on that because these people, like, at least in the top 250, you need to be getting rid of the cheaters. That's just
Right.
unacceptable in the top
Yeah.
250. Um, and like on top of that, I'm gonna add that if oh, I just lost my train of thought. God damn it.
You know what
If
while you get it back, you know what I was thinking of? Like, the comparison of what it is these people do when they're hacking. It's really like if you work in like, you use Excel, it's like you go to work, you use Excel, but then every day at the end of the day, like, half of the work that you did gets deleted. And then you gotta go
mm,
in the next day, and you gotta, like, do the work you got that day, but you also gotta do yesterday's work. And then at the end of that day, gets deleted again. It's just
mhm,
like you're in this constant rat race of just doing the same thing over and over again, and you're really not making any progress, you know?
mhm,
Like, when I was listening to him, rant about it, he's like, "Oh, dude, like, I had to go start the day off because 'cause I'm like, well, I gotta make up for all the SR I lost yesterday
mhm,
because I got fucking hacked on and lost, like, 4 or 5 straight," It's like, "So I gotta go make that up, and I'm gonna go play today." And he's like, got 3 wins, then got hacked on again, so now I'm
mhm.
losing more. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, yeah, go play Marvel Rivals, bro. Like, I
Oh,
couldn't even
yeah, yeah,
imagine,
yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
that's what I was gonna say.
Mm,
The fear COD's not gonna die, but the competitive scene, though, it gets scary when a big developer like Treyarch comes and they are the, competitive Call of Duty, like, support dev, They put out Ranked, everyone was hoping for a really good game. This game's really good. If you talk to any person into competitive or watch these big streamers, they enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. It's just the hackers ruining it. But it's a little worrisome where maybe it's just, the generation of like the people that we watch and all of them are like, I'm tired of COD and they're just moving away. You know what I mean? Like
mhm,
we're already seeing a shift of new pros and a lot of the people that we grew up watching are retired now. They've moved on to yeah, they're still in COD coaching or whatever, but they're not the face anymore, right? Or they've moved on to being a full-time streamer doing other stuff. And it doesn't look good when Black Ops 6 is out, Treyarch game, we're all hyped about it, and all these people that we grew up watching are just like, "No." That doesn't look good for Call of Duty, and it doesn't look good for the competitive scene at all when we have the game, like, it's right there. But Activision has to do something about it. Like, they have to recognize a scene. Or, we go back to being, like, bootstrapped, back in the MLG days, and we just figure it ourselves. The CDL,
right,
we're not on PCs anymore, just straight PlayStations or
yeah.
Xboxes or whatever to uh, bring the scene back. But I don't know. It is in the back of my head a little bit with all this stuff because the scene's so big now, but it sucks seeing a lot of the people that we grew up watching just like they're just done, you know. with it,
Right.
which I
And
don't blame them because 'cause they're in that space, but, a lot of them don't even play pubs. I think a lot of people don't even understand that either. When you're in that ranked mindset all the time, you don't play pubs, you don't play with people like
right.
us, you don't play with shitty casuals, no offense to us
Right.
and other people.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the dopamine that they want, uh to be competitive and like everyone knows that if you're playing ranked, when you and I are in ranked and we have a close hardpoint game and we win the rotation and we win like 250 to 242, that's like the dopamine that every ranked player wants.
Right. Yeah, no, there's nothing like it. And on top of like your thing with, the shift away from it from some of these people, it doesn't help too that uh there's games like Marvel Rivals, and there's also like the first person Fortnite that had come out too. Like those games are not going to kill Call of Duty, but there could be enough people that go and start playing those games, and just in general Activision, like we know how they are, they don't like seeing that.
Mhm,
They definitely don't like seeing that there's other games that are filling a void that COD should be filling, but because of this issue, they're not. That's why I'm overall just so surprised that this has been going on for so long and it's not getting resolved. You think that because people are not going to play the game, which is going to cost them money, which is going to hurt their numbers at the end, you think they would be on this so fast. Um, and I'm sure they are, like, they're it's not like they're not trying, but
mhm,
it's just, maybe it could be because I'm naive to the whole situation, but it's been going on for a very long time. Like not just in this game, but it's been years that
mhm,
COD's been dealing with this. And there has to be a point where some of these guys, like they've all reached it. They're like, you know what, I'm done. Like they're
mhm.
just this has been a few years of dealing with this all the time, and it's not fun. So let's go play something else.
Yeah, and the like you said, it's hard to judge them when I'm sure we know that they are trying to fix it, but what else can they do? You know?
Right,
And
right.
we're not working there. We don't know the intricacies of getting rid of these hackers and stuff. But also, being part of the space, you don't want to see this happening.
No,
Like you don't want the nade shots to leave Call of Duty. You don't want
no,
any professional player to just leave because of the game. And like you said, COD's not going to die. COD will not die. Any developer can try to attack it and challenge it. X Defiant did. They got games doesn't exist anymore, or like they're shutting down because it's hard to replicate COD. But to your point, though, uh, it only takes one developer to make one first person shooter that is like Call of Duty, that has a good rank system, and you know does everything that COD does, but is supported and there aren't like cheaters. And then all these pro players, all the people that we watch go over there.
hmm
And that's tough for the COD scene. Like you don't want that to happen. Um I know I am a big believer of COD's not gonna die. Like I don't think any other developer can like do that to COD, but there's always a very, very small chance. X Defiant was not it, obviously. But there is a small chance, who knows? Someone working from Treyarch that was developing ranked is like, I'm done with this. I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go make my own thing. Uh Vandahar, I think he is making a game.
yeah.
I'm gonna make my own thing. Who's to say like the CDL and like all the pros are like, I'm gonna go and play that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt that there's always these games that come up and they take some thunder away from Call of Duty. Um, and like again, we're seeing that right now with these games. Like again, with the Fortnite and with Marvel Rivals, like everyone's playing those games right now. And same thing with what was the other game that it was out for a bit. I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it. It's like a battle royale. Uh, this is the second one that they put out. I won't remember it. But,
Destiny?
like no, not that
Oh,
no, it's not
Overwatch?
Destiny. No, well, Overwatch is another one
Oh,
too, but there's some other game, god damn it, I can't remember the name of it. My buddy plays it all the time. But my point being
Starfield?
though,
Is Starfield
Was
the
it?
one? Star
No,
something?
no.
It's a battle royale?
Pretty sure it is, yeah, or it's like a BR, but it's like like a team-based BR. I can't even remember the name of it. It's killing me right now. Damn. Whatever. But my whole point with all this, there's
X
all these
Defiant?
games. Dude, you Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Get rid of
There's
X Defiant.
there's so many of these games that they do take away some percentage of the player base that may be playing COD, you know? Like my friend that he doesn't play COD anymore because he's
Mhm,
like, "Well, there's just other games out there that do it and they make them free or they just, I don't know, they offer something different because people will get stale of it." Now again, I'm with you. Like, COD's always gonna be COD. It's never gonna really go away. It's gonna be the benchmark for an FPS. Um, but when they have these issues that come up and they don't resolve them, it's like they're definitely in like they enter these low points, and that's where they are right now. Like,
mhm,
COD is no doubt in a low point right now because of all these hackers and the controversy that's going on with rank play. But is it enough for them to really open their eyes and be like, "Wow, we got to do something about it"? There's the people that are, of course, working on it, trying to fix it, but the vast majority of their player base is all the people that are casuals playing pubs. And for them, they don't give a shit. Like they're
mhm.
still, spending $20 and $40 buying skins. And to Activision, it's like, okay,
They're
what
not
do
they're
you
not being impacted,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
in
They're
their
like,
eyes,
why do we
everything's
care?
good. It's
Right.
just ranked. Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah, so there's not enough like initiative or enough incentive for them to go and be like, okay, we really got to set aside mega millions to go and
mhm.
develop this. They're like, for what? Like, you know what I mean? I would imagine there's people there that are for sure like that. They're like, well, why?
Y
Why does it matter?
yeah,
This isn't
and
Treyarch people. This is Activision
yeah.
people.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I'd imagine Treyarch, the people actually creating the game are like, "We need to get rid of this,"
Hmm.
but they don't have, the approval or, like, the funding that they actually need to really, put this in, like, into, like, a process or whatever, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, do you save one person? Or if this one person dies, you save 5 people. It's kinda like that. The vast
Right.
majority of people are in pubs. They're not being impacted, rarely, if not ever. Whereas in ranked, that's where the majority of the hackers are. And even to that point, the hackers are in the top, like, 1%,
Right.
of people, like, that's where they wanna be. Um, and then last thing, going to the point with, your buddy that, plays other games because he's tired of COD. Uh, I think Activision just knows that those games aren't gonna last. That all the people that jump from those games to games, they never stick. They'll stick for a quarter, 3 months, maybe, and then they're tired. And you know what happens? They go back to Call of Duty. They go back to Warzone or
Right.
something. Um, unless you're like a stickler like me, where no, this is the game I'm playing, and you have to do something really big for me to come back onto that and play. And I don't know if any developer is going to be able to do that like Call of Duty. Like
Right.
a bunch of people I know, uh, they're like that. They try out, a bunch of other shooter games. They'll play it for a month at most,
Right.
and then they're done. They're like, it's kind of boring. I'm like, okay, well,
Right.
how has Call of Duty survived over a decade? And these games can't even last, the hype for a whole COD season.
Right. Yeah. The game, by the way, Helldivers. That's what it
Helldivers,
is.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally
That
was
was like
playing it.
that was like in space and stuff, right? Like you were like a
I think
robot
so,
or something?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
I
Starfield or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to
It
even
was
say let me
futuristic, I think.
Yes, for sure,
Yeah.
Helldivers 2. Let me see what it yeah, I mean, there's a planet in the background, so I'm gonna go with your space thing for sure.
Yeah.
But, like,
But
you know what I think it is though, bro? Like, along with what you're saying, with the people who, like, they jump to CODs like my friend who does, or from games, I should say. For us, we play only COD as our FPS. So every year, it's like we've got our realm of COD. Like, we play at MW2, then we play MW3. Now we're playing this one. For him, he's on a rotation of these FPSs that are like the hot FPS of the year,
Mhm.
where like he was playing Helldivers 2 and now he's playing Marvel Rivals. Like, is Marvel Rivals going to be a top game in 2025? I'm gonna say no. Like, it's gonna go into January, February, March. Like, it's gonna be there, no doubt. But will it have like the hype behind it as we really go into the rest of the year? No, I think there's something else that's gonna come along, and then people are gonna jump on that game, and then it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. Like these games are all on these weird cycles of like popularity. They're kind of like the fad,
Mhm.
FPS game that is hot at the moment. Whereas Call of Duty for most people is just like
It's
jeans
the
and a t-shirt. It's
yeah.
like all reliable. You can't go wrong with it. It's like, could it do things better? Yeah, but it gets the job done, you know?
Yeah. Call of Duty is the first person shooter game.
Right.
And all these other developers that, like you said, they're all trends, and they build communities, obviously. If you're lucky, they build communities and hopefully they survive, the life cycle of that entire game. But again, we saw it with X Defiant, the amount of hype with this game,
Mhm.
and now it's dead.
Right.
Completely dead. There is no community behind this anymore. So taking on, a titan like Call of Duty, it's very, very hard. Not saying a developer can't do it, but can they keep that track record of can they survive like Call of Duty?
Right.
Where, even Battlefield, I don't even know what the newest Battlefield is, but Battlefield is like taking a step back, I haven't
Well,
heard anything about it.
well, they're doing a new one.
Mhm.
Like I can't remember when the last one came out, but yeah, I mean, it was like Battlefield was the only rival to COD. I think it was like totally different,
Mhm.
obviously, you know. Um, but yeah, I think they had to take a step back because people were getting kind of bored of it, and they had to think about, okay, what are we going to actually put out here that the people really want? Um, Something that maybe people think Call of Duty should do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No.
I mean, well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like no chance. But you've also got too like people may say like, why they're still around. It's like, bro, we're talking about Activision and fucking EA. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they- like they're never going anywhere. Unless you're hooked up with those guys. Like, it's
Mhm.
just you're almost like let's say destined for failure, but it's very difficult to make it last. Like with X Defiant with Ubisoft, I was excited about that, but I think part of it too is like Ubisoft been going through a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
um, and I'm sure that had some impact, like without a doubt, on X Defiant. It's just things
Yeah,
that are out
and
of their control, but you need to be with one of those massive conglomerates like an
mhm.
EA or like an Activision. I really think it's like those two. If you're hooked up with them, you'll be able to, withstand,
Yeah.
the test of time. But do they want competition to their main game? No.
Yeah, yeah, and thing is though, like, Ubisoft, like, they already have their shooter. It's Rainbow Six. Like, they
Mhm.
they have their ranked game, and that's why I was kinda surprised with X Defiant, coming out. I understood, like, what they were going for. They're combining all their characters into, operators and stuff, but it didn't work out. It's
Right.
really hard, and in my head, I'll always see Call of Duty, Battlefield. Those are the Titans. And now recently, like I definitely can say Rainbow Six Siege is up in there. Like Ubisoft has defined, their own first person shooter. And all three of those games are very different. Extremely different. And they have their own community. Uh and that's what it should be. Like none of those games should try to like replicate each other. They have all different like play styles. Um and I
And it's
wanna
very hard for anybody else to try to get in there and try to change any of those formulas because at their base, they're really good.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
COD is the arcade one, Battlefield's more realistic, and then Rainbow Six is like more realistic, search and destroy, slow paced based.
It's way
It's
more
like what
tactical.
right?
Super
It's like
tactical.
what more do you really want out of your FPSs? Those kind of cover all the genres.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's I don't know. It's very hard going up against any of those. I'll just say that. I'll end it there with that.
Yeah, same.
I welcome any developer to try to take on the Titans, but
Good luck.
yeah. And the actually last thing, these hackers and stuff, I think the developers want to do something about it. I think it's Activision at the end of the day.
Oh, no doubt.
You
No
know,
doubt.
maybe they just don't have the funding, like Treyarch in general. Like they just can't do anything about it. But also, uh, at the end of the day, I don't know how to stop hackers. I don't think you're ever gonna stop hackers. You're just gonna control them and minimize as much as you can. Um, I still don't know how Valorant and like these other esports say they ban, these hackers until I see like some giant script or like algorithm or something how they do it. This is just
Right.
some mythical thing in my
Right,
eyes.
right, right,
Like it's easy for us to say that. Oh, why can't they do this? They're like a billion-dollar company. I'm like, yeah, that's true, but what what is Valorant doing? Like, what are these other esports doing to like get rid of these hackers? I have no
right.
idea. I'm just a mere common casual man.
Common mortal man, yeah.
Yeah. So
Who's in Plat 1?
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
anything.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's probably like money. Some
No doubt.
big person saying like we don't have enough resources for this, or like it's not a big enough issue for us to allocate more resources to this. So
Yeah. That's what I think it is too.
yeah. And with that being said, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you think who do you think's actually behind this stuff, behind like these
Yeah,
hackers?
no, seriously, it's a really good talk. Like, I'm glad we had it because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about it too. So, be sure for people that are on Spotify, let us know and go to the YouTube as well and comment like what you think about this because I think it's a really important debate that's coming up now because of the state that Call of Duty's in.
Hmm.
And obviously with everything else, like what we talk about with Battlefield and the state of X Defiant, like it's definitely something to think about. We're still going to be playing, of course, you know, we're not gonna
Yeah.
change the name of this podcast anytime soon. It's not the Battlefield Casuals, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but yeah, I mean, this was a extra long episode for you guys for right after Christmas.
Mhm.
You guys celebrate.
That's
So
that's
hopefully,
the Christmas gift.
yeah, yeah. No more Christmas noobs. So here's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Christmas
yeah, right?
gift. But yeah, like hopefully you guys enjoyed the holidays, enjoyed some time off, ate some good
Right.
food, uh, whatnot, and we'll be back next year because I think this will be the last episode of 2024 for us. I think it's the last one.
We've got one more to record on the 30th.
Yeah. So this will
But by the
this will be the
time
last one.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Nice extra long episode for you guys.
Yes. Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, 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 as
but yeah,
always.
make sure to go to anchor.fm/the COD Casuals. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. We're also posting on Instagram Reels and TikTok. Maybe TikTok. I don't know. It might be banned in January, so I have no idea what's going to happen with that. But for now,
Threads, here we come, baby.
for
Back
now,
to
we'll keep
threads.
posting on TikTok.
Yep.
But yeah, and make sure to leave a 5-star rating. It helps us out a ton. And a big thank you for everybody that's been listening this year too. It we see it. We have been growing every single year, so we appreciate everybody that
Yep.
has given us a chance. And thank you for an awesome 2024. And
Thank you.
yeah, we'll see you guys in 2025. So thank you guys. This has been episode 202 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin,
And I'm Mike.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.